Welcome back to the Business War Room Podcast, the place where we break down the issues affecting our businesses, our economy, and most importantly, our way of life. Now, if you're tuning in today, I need you to buckle up because we're about to dive deep into something that's not just frustrating, it's also dangerous. Today, I'm talking about the absolute mess that progressive Democrats are creating, not just in New York City, but across this country. I mean, it's like watching a slow motion train wreck that we can't seem to stop. From insane mandates to regressive taxation to their utter disregard for the working class, it's clear that the people that are being elected to serve us are doing everything they can to destroy our livelihoods. So let's break this down. First up, New York City's new unconstitutional tax. This past week, New York City rolled out what I can only describe as an unconstitutional tax, a so-called congestion tax. But what it really is just another way for the government to keep their hands in the pockets of hardworking New Yorkers. We're talking about people who are already being bled dry with some of the highest taxes in the country. And now you want to charge them for going to work? Are you kidding me? This is the same city where taxpayers fund the bulk of the services, and yet they're still being told to shut up and pay up, while the elites, the so-called lawmakers who are supposed to serve us, are above the law. They live in their ivory towers, insulated from the consequences of their bad policies. They don't have to deal with the traffic, the noise, or the crushing taxes. No, they got the power, and we're stuck with the bill. I mean, here's the kicker. The city claims this tax is going to reduce congestion, but anyone with a half a brain knows this congestion is man-made, created by the same politicians who want to keep taxing us. And don't even get me started on how Uber and Lyft are going to profit from this, while small businesses like myself get hit with $1 million price tag just to keep operating in the city. It's a total disgrace, but it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about what happened in Los Angeles, North Carolina, and Maui. Our hearts go out to the people suffering in these places, especially as we watch entire towns burn down. You've got no water pressure, no firefighters because there's a shortage, and the mayor, who was on vacation, mind you, is busy defunding the fire department by $17 million. That's right, $17 million. How is this even possible? What kind of elected official would do this? What kind of leader leaves their citizens hanging while their homes and businesses burn to the ground? Meanwhile, in New York, we got the same story. The governor is out of touch, defunding the things we actually need, like public safety and infrastructure, and redirecting that money into things that serve the progressive base. Things like climate change initiatives that no one asks for, while the real issues are totally ignored. Now let's talk about the hypocrisy. These so-called progressives love to tell us they know what's best for the working class. They act like they've got our best interests at heart. But let's look at the facts. They know absolutely nothing. They say they want to protect the environment, but they'll bankrupt your small business to do it. They say they want to help the poor, but they raise taxes on the middle class and crush small businesses under the weight of their regulations. They think they're protecting workers, but in reality, They're gaslighting the poor. In New York City, the same people who tell us they're looking out for us are the ones turning this city into a tax and spend nightmare. They want to tell you how to live your life, how to run your business, all while lining their pockets and getting cushy deals for themselves and their friends. The elites push these ridiculous taxes, but you know what? They're the ones who always find a way out. They're insulated. They've got the money to escape the chaos they created. It's the everyday New Yorker who gets left behind, paying the price for their incompetence. And yet, and here's where I just can't wrap my fucking head around it, New Yorkers, Californians, North Carolinians, and countless others still keep voting for these fucking people. They keep voting for the same people who are crushing them under the weight of their own mandates, their own taxes. It's fucking beyond me. And here's the cherry on top. The fucking out-of-control crime. Watching a woman get burned to fucking death on the train. Let's talk about that for a second. These politicians, these progressive elites, have no problem sending police officers to enforce their latest money-making scheme. They're all too happy to send cops out to issue congestion tax fines, confiscating vehicles. But what about the crime in our fucking cities? What about the rampant theft, the violence, the breakdown of law and order? Where's the enforcement for that? You can't even get fare evaders to pay their tickets. Meanwhile, small businesses are being robbed fucking blind, and the city can't even keep the streets safe. But no, it's more important to slap another tax on the people who are already struggling. It's all about the money, isn't it? They'd rather push their progressive agenda than protect the people who actually make this city run. And let's not forget the hypocrisy of it all. If you don't like the noise, the traffic, the hustle and bustle of the greatest city in the world, the city that never sleeps, don't fucking move here. You want to be a yuppie who's all about saving the planet and making everything green? Fine, but don't fucking come here. Drain the city's resources and then act like you're a New Yorker. If you don't understand the struggle of the working class in this city, if you think taxing us into oblivion will solve all your problems, then go back to wherever you came from and leave us to rebuild this place with the people who actually care about it. It's time for a wake-up call, folks. We've had enough. The progressive policies we're seeing are destroying our cities, our livelihoods, and our kids' futures. From unconstitutional taxes to the defunding of vital services, it's clear that the people in power are more interested in holding on to their positions than actually making life better for everyday Americans. If we don't stand up now, there will be nothing left but a shell of what this country used to be. So I'll say it again. It's time to vote these oppressors out of office. We need leaders who will actually listen to the people, not just pander to special interests and their base. Stay tuned, folks. This fight is far from over. I want to thank you for joining me today on the Business War Room podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your thoughts, and share this episode with anyone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight, and God bless.